for you. Got a new knife by ZT. And this knife is the 044 BWZT. BW for Blackwash. Now, there's a ton of videos on this knife online. I mean, probably much more informative than the one I'm gonna do. I just wanted to show off my knife. That's all. But there isn't a variation. There isn't a video of this knife in this variation. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got. We'll do some size comparisons and give you my impressions of it overall. So let's go ahead and open it up. You guys take a look. Yeah, you got some ZT scan for important information. So yeah, the limited lifetime warranty, the whole thing. So here is the knife. Yeah, I've actually already opened up this knife and checked it out. I'm in love with it, to be honest with you. Very much in love with this one. So here it is. This is the ZT 044 Blackwash. Now they have this in two other variations. They've got it in all black with the DLC coating. And they also have it in the regular bead blasted version with a teal button lock on here. So this is a button lock knife. And I love this variation of the knife. I'm really glad they came out with it. Yeah. So this knife is a button lock. Button lock's been real popular in the last couple of years. Civivi put one out. And they're just awesome when they're done right. I think a few years ago, they did some button locks and they had some up and down, side to side blade play. But ZT nailed it because this thing is as solid as a rock. There's no blade play or anything at all on this one. The blade steel is S45VN steel. This is a medium-sized knife. Let's just get to the specs right away, and then I can do some size comparisons of some knives you guys are familiar with. All right, so the overall length of this knife is 7.55. The blade length is 3.2. You got a cutting edge of about 3.125. We got a drop point style blade. We got a Blackwash finish, which I absolutely love because it hides scratches really well. Runs on ball bearings, and it's a button lock knife. So that's basically it. There are more stats, but you know, I'm not going to go into that. You could probably go for one of the other videos if you want to know that information. You know, but yeah, I'm not. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Like I said, this is a medium-sized knife, so you guys get a better idea of what the size of this knife is. Let's just do some size comparisons. Let's put it up against one of my favorites, the Paramilitary 2. All right, there you go. How about the Spyderco Sage? So as you can see, it's slightly larger than the Spyderco Sage, which is another one of my favorite ones. Yeah, so it's a touch larger than the Spyderco Sage. Let's also put it up against the Spyderco Techno. This is the Spyderco Techno 2 with the green barrel spacers on it. So yeah, it's a medium-sized knife overall. Where this knife falls into the mix is medium, and you can see that once I put that up against the Paramilitary. So there you go. We got small, medium, and large knife. Yeah. So this one falls into the medium category, which is kind of a bummer because I really wish that they put it out in the same size as the paramilitary. I think I would have enjoyed it more, but it's still a really great knife, despite the fact that they put it out as a medium-sized knife. And actually, 3.1 to about 3.4 is probably the most popular EDC carry size people would rather like. This is a really huge winner, in my opinion. The fact that they really nailed the button lock on it. This thing is drop shut smooth. I mean, it's just insane. Yeah. It's dropped shut pretty much. I didn't do anything other than, you know, it might stop right about there, but it doesn't. I mean, there should be some resistance, but pretty much, I mean, if you're just going to let gravity take a hold of it, it's just going to fall. I believe that the black wash version of this knife is the best version of all. I love how it looks all kind of like, you know, the whole thing's in black wash, so if you get scratches on it, it's going to hide the scratches really, really well. The blade is absolutely gorgeous in black wash. This just basically promotes, please use the shit out of me. You know, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a knife where I'm just going to use the hell out of the piece and not have to worry about, oh, am I going to save queen it? No, this ain't no save queen. We're going to be using the hell out of it. I love the construction of this piece. We've got a completely total open construction. All you got is the pivot and the barrel spacer, and that's it. Everything else is completely open construction. That's a big plus. And you know, it feels really nice in the hand. The ergos can't be beat. On a scale of 1 to 10, the ergos to me on this knife are an 8. It's just fantastic. I love the drop point blade that they put on here. It's just, you know, they just really kind of nailed it. There's like nothing weird on this knife, you know what I mean? The blade shape isn't too weird. The ergos feel fantastic. We've got a nice deep pocket clip on here. Probably if I'm looking for some negatives, how about the branding? What do you guys think? I mean, that's a big ZT on there. Not only that, but now when you turn the knife over on the other side of the blade, now you got all that writing on there too. Did they really need to do that? And then you got the ZT on the pocket clip too. So, I mean, there's like multiple brandings on this knife. And on the back of it, the branding is a little bit too much for my taste, but, you know, it is what it is, and they don't even have to put ZT on here at all. I'll explain why. Take a look. I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you look, there it is. Maybe the sunlight will hit it. I don't know. But if you look inside the ZT, there you go. I think I got, yeah, there it is. See that right there? ZT, you see zero tolerance written inside the knife. They could have put all the branding inside the knife. I don't know why a lot of knife companies don't do that. They should put all the branding on the inside as long as it's there someplace. I mean, you know, I'll give it to them. They can leave the ZT on the blade if they want, but put it down like super duper tiny. Make it even smaller than it is here. You know, if a company's starting out, then I can see why they'd need to have the brand all over the place so that we'll remember them. But, you know, the ZT's been around since 2010, so we know who these people are by now. You know, and I don't think that putting that much branding on it is absolutely necessary. For everyday carry, this is going to be fantastic. Opening up your occasional boxes every once in a while. You could probably eat with this knife too if you wanted to. It's just the perfect knife to carry in your pocket every day. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's not too intimidating. If you were to whip this out in front of someone, they're not going to go run into the other direction. It's just a great design overall. And I would probably consider this knife, if someone wanted to make this their very first EDC, this would qualify for that. It's not as weird, because, you know, most of us are kind of content with the paramilitary too, but, you know, paramilitary, even that might be a little bit too much for most people that are not into knives as I am, or any of us that are like knife nuts, you know. This knife would be much more geared more towards someone getting their very first knife ever. This thing really cuts well with the S45 VN steel. The button lock is just absolutely spectacular. I mean, you could do this all day. It won't fail. Nope, I can't do it. But you can also open this knife with inertia, which I can't do with this angle. But yeah, it's just a fantastic knife overall, no matter what version you get. I chose the black wash version because I love black wash, and I don't see black wash too often on a lot of production knives these days. So when I found out that they released this in the black wash, I just figured I'm going to get it in the black wash. I think it would have been awesome if they had made the button lock, instead of silver, maybe put a gold ring around it. I think that would have been much nicer. You know, overall, maybe also make the barrel spacer gold, but you know, it's okay. It actually looks pretty good like this too, but you know, just want a little bit more pop of color on it. Yeah. I've used this knife already to open a few boxes in the S45VN. It's just fantastic. Really, really nice. So this is just an overall view of this knife for you. I just want to give you my first impressions on it. Definitely highly recommend this ZT as opposed to anything else in their lineup. I don't know where ZT is going anymore. They used to be big, bold knives like they did when they first came out, and now people are saying, people that have been with ZT since 2010 are just, they're not all excited about the lineup as they see the knives kind of going in a direction that they're not quite sure, you know, because they came out with some really, really big, bold knives, and so far out of that entire lineup, the ZT 0562 is the only one that has stayed, and is still part of their old lineup. You know, when their knives were big, bold, and beautiful. This is their most popular knife. I don't know if it's going to be discontinued, you know, but, you know, ZT is constantly changing. I don't know if they're losing, I don't know if they're gaining any more fans, but they're definitely not doing anything really, you know, they're not doing anything that's going to make new customers come back to their brand, but they're going to have to figure out something soon. However, I will say this: the 044 knife is a step in the right direction. With this knife, if they want to go more into this direction of EDC carry, I think they'll find themselves much more successful. But they're going to have to do some serious thinking, because a lot of the knives they've been putting out have just been, some have been like all over the map. I mean, some of them have been really, really small, really, really thin. Really, there's no there's no real direction as far as what's the direction that they're taking. They're just in a point where they're making anything, just trying to see what a lot of their consumers are going to bite on. And really, so far, they can't seem to find footing again. But at the same time, I think Zero Tolerance did the right thing by trying to change over. But it's been like 5 or 6 years since any of us have been really impressed with anything that ZT has put out, because they haven't really done anything to replace this knife. And this knife has been around since like 2010, or I guess 2012 at least, when they introduced this knife. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I love ZT, but I think they need to put out more variations, and they're going to need to figure out where they're going to go as far as a knife company and what kind of knives they're going to be putting out, and not just put, you know, a plethora of knives out there that appeal to certain individuals. They need to stop doing that and just maybe make a brand of knives that are all in the same direction but have different variations to it. I think if they stick with stuff like this, they're going to come back big. You know, but we'll see. I don't know. We're still waiting for ZT to find direction again. So, again, I highly recommend this knife as an EDC. I do love it. It's not going anywhere. The 0044 Black Wash original is the one that I got, but it comes in 3 different variations. You can check it out on the ZT website, or Blade HQ, or any of the other, knife websites out there. The button lock is just absolutely spectacular. I love this knife. I absolutely do. They really hit the nail on the head. Anyway, that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys my overall impressions on this piece. Again, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I just do videos now whenever I feel like it or whenever I get something new. I'm a consumer who buys things and would like to share it with you, and that's about it. I'm not making money off this website. I have a hobby. I love, I want to talk about it. I'm into wallets and I'm into knives, and if you're into that stuff, I'll see you. Hopefully you'll join me in my adventure with each buy that I do. Anyway, that's it for me on this video. I'll see you next time in my next video. When my next purchase comes, it's heading towards the fall. We've got Christmas. We've got, Thanksgiving coming. Who knows what I'm going to buy. So we'll see. But I'm betting on, not buying anything for a while because, I've been kind of spending too much money. But whatever. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. You guys have a great Saturday.